Hello, everyone. I'm Don Dare, the lay leader of Fountain City United Methodist Church, and I would like you to meet our new senior pastor, Don Hanshew. For some of us, it seems just like yesterday that you were the associate here at Fountain City. How long has it been since you moved on?
Oh, it's crazy for me to be coming back. It feels so strange. And we left in 2010, so it's 11 years. And a lot can happen in 11 years. And to think 2002 is when I was appointed, that's 19 years ago.
Wow.
I mean, and Jim Wedby took a crazy big risk on this young guy. Can I call him? I can't call myself young anymore. But this young guy coming from Virginia. Yep. And gosh, I'm so thankful for him and his influence. But it has been 11 years since we lived in Knoxville.
And in that time, you've been the senior pastor in churches in Tennessee as well as Virginia?
Actually, only in Virginia. We moved from here. See, I grew up in Virginia. Some folks may remember that I grew up in Pulaski County, Virginia. So in the Holston Conference, there's not a lot of pastors that are super excited to go to Virginia. And I was like, yeah, that's great. So we went just north of Kingsport in a small town in Scott County, and we served there for 5 years. And it was a great place. Holston View United Methodist Church had a child care center that was the largest in the whole region. It was so much fun to be there. And then after 5 years there, we went to Dublin United Methodist Church, and that has been amazing. That church is the first church in the Holston Conference. In 1970, it was a white Methodist church and a black Methodist church merged together. It has such a great history, and that's also the same town I grew up in. So it was a blast to be able to go back there.
What was your first reaction when you were appointed to Fountain City United Methodist?
Kim Goddard, Reverend Kim Goddard, she's my district superintendent and she's a good friend. And when she called me and said, hey, by the way, I was like, really? Because in the United Methodist world, to go back to a church that you have served before is just so unique. But at the same time of getting my head around what she said, we were just overjoyed with the idea of coming back to such a special place.
What do you see as our mission here at Fountain City as a congregation?
You know, as I would see from my experience here, a lot has changed in 11 years. So though I think the core of the DNA of this place has remained the same, things are probably different. I need to discover that. And I want to listen real closely to what's been going on, where the hunger is of the congregation. But my heart tells me not a lot has changed in the passion and purpose that Fountain City has and wants to have with the community. And I really am so excited about the potential of what Fountain City can do, not just to make Fountain City a better church, but to make the community better.
And you have a mission. That's your mission, is community outreach, is it not?
Absolutely, absolutely. And for anybody who's kind of watching right now, it's like, hey, if you're moving to the community, hey, we're moving to the community. So I'm really excited to meet you, as well as folks who may have moved to different places in the county, because I am passionate about really reaching our community, making a difference, not just through the church, but in the larger community, because that's where Jesus spent his time. He didn't spend his time hanging out in the synagogue. He spent his time hanging out in the community, helping change people's lives. So yeah, Don, that's really important to me, because I think if the church loses its connection with the community, then it loses its connection with its purpose.
Yeah. Your children?
Oh my goodness, they are the joy of my life. A fantastic daughter, Grace, who is a sophomore. My son, Thomas, who is such a great guy. He'll be a junior starting this fall, and my daughter will be a sophomore starting this fall. My wife teaches French at the high school there. So some people may be surprised to hear this, but my kids and my wife are going to be in Dublin for another year before they move down, because we didn't want to take Thomas out his senior year. And then our plan is to kind of see where all that goes with my daughter and my wife. We just, they're only young once, so they're so important to me. I want to do everything they can to help them.
And Carol is very active in your church up there?
Carol is, like, for any of our school teachers out there, teaching during COVID is crazy, right? So she loves what she does, and she has consumed a lot of her time. And so her involvement with the church is great, but I'm so proud of how my wife is an amazing teacher. So that's really where most of her focus has been.
How can we as a congregation, we as a church, pray for you and your family?
You know, some of you all who are watching know what it's like to move with your family and not to move with your family. And you know the challenges that are, and the joys that are seen and predictable and those that are not. So I'm just praying that you would allow there to be a sense of connection, even though we'll be physically apart for some of this. But the biggest thing that you can pray for, not just for our family, is for our church. Your pastors who are here now are great people. Pray for their transition, but pray also for myself and Chase. You haven't met Chase yet, but I am so excited. Chase is smarter, better looking, and just a better guy than I ever was when I showed up. So you're going to love Chase, but pray for both of us that not only we're already working together and how we get together every week, but pray for us so that we would allow the Spirit to work through us so that God would be glorified in all that we do here at the church.
You mentioned Chase, and perhaps some of you don't know, but we're going to have a new associate as well.
Yes.
And that is Chase.
Yes, Chase, and he's got a great wife, Maddie, and they have a couple of dogs. He can tell you about all of that himself, but we've been really intentional about getting together each week to pray together and to talk together and to really encourage each other, and he is just a great guy. Really excited.
The transition's already underway. It has been for the last several weeks.
Right.
Good. And we're so glad to have you back at Fountain City United Methodist Church. Don Hanshew, our new senior pastor, you will be here beginning
July 1st. That'll be our first sermon that Chase and I have together. Will be on July 4th, talking about an Independence Day. That'll be kind of interesting for us, but we're really looking forward to being here.
And we're looking forward to it too. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you at the beginning of July.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thanks, Don.